Extract taken from Patton and his Third Army by General Brenton G. Wallace. My own assignment in the headquarters was Assistant Chief of Staff G3 Liaison. I was responsible for locating and placing in covered accommodations all Third Army troops, numbering some 325,000 throughout the United Kingdom. Again in Normandy, in the unbelievably congested area of the Cherbourg Peninsula, all Third Army units had to be placed in fields, orchards and woods, physically suitable and at the same time in conformity with the tactical plan, permitting the uninterrupted flow of all types of troops not only from the beaches but also through the historic breakthrough at Avranches. Beginning in early October when the Third Army halted at the Moselle, it once more became necessary to locate covered accommodations for 400,000 troops. General Patton and his Chief of Staff were flown across the Channel to France on July 4. Late in the afternoon of that same day, the headquarters started by motor down to the port of Southampton in the embarkation area, to board the ships for the passage across the Channel. As we neared the port, our column moved slower and slower, and finally came to a halt in the center of the city. Despite the light, we finally realized that it was almost midnight, and decided that we would probably be stuck there for the rest of the night. So we tried to make the best of it. We all had our own motor equipment, of course, for we had been made independently mobile for the campaign. I personally had my own jeep and trailer and my sergeant driver. All of my equipment, including my CP, command post, tent, bedding roll and other personal belongings, as well as those belonging to my driver, were in the trailer, covered with a tarpaulin. Earlier in the evening we had become pretty hungry, so opened some K rations and ate them for the first time. They were supposed to be full of vitamins, but to us they tasted terrible. Later on in France, we changed our minds and thought they were excellent. Sometime after midnight, we located an army kitchen and got some hot coffee. Some of us tried to sleep on the benches in a park, opposite which we were stopped, but I never realized how hard park benches really were. It got pretty cool toward morning and I finally crawled in under the tarpaulin on top of the baggage, in the trailer and got a little sleep. The following morning we drove our vehicles aboard an LST, landing ship tank, which is larger than an LCT, landing craft tank. Both have fronts which drop down as the vessel hits the beach, and the vehicles aboard run off the ship to the beach over the ramp. The LST has 2 decks, the upper one reached by a large elevator which carries vehicles from deck to deck. The LST was equipped with triple-tier bunks and blankets for the enlisted men and junior officers. The senior officers had bunks in staterooms. The meals going across the Channel were hot, and were really excellent. The whole trip over was surprisingly comfortable. It took practically all day for our ships to be loaded and our convoy formed, and we did not sail till the night of July 5. When we came on deck the next morning, it was a beautiful clear day and the Channel was quite a sight. In front of us and behind us, as far as the eye could see, were LSTs, Liberty and Victory ships in double column plowing across the Channel. Each ship carried a silver barrage balloon, extending on a cable from its stern. It was really a bridge of ships. On either side of the double column, destroyers flitted here and there, and off in the distance could occasionally be seen the low outline of a cruiser or a battleship. As we neared the French coast we began to hear the rumble of guns, demolition charges along the coast, with once in a while the explosion of a mine. As we approached Utah Beach we saw a great deal of wreckage, smashed craft and vehicles, and many underwater obstacles, although many of these things had been removed. Our LST beached shortly after noon of July 6 and we drove ashore over the ramp formed by our dropped bow. The beach traffic was fairly well organized, although dozens of ships were lined up on both sides of us discharging their loads onto the sand. We drove over a sort of highway marked by the vehicles along the beach and then up a ramp built through an opening in the sea wall onto the land above. Beach strongpoints and enemy gun emplacements which had been captured or smashed, were of course visible everywhere. We began to see minefields placed by the Heinies, marked with a skull and crossbones and the words, Actum Minen. They told us the white signs marked dummy minefields and the yellow ones the real thing. As we went inland we saw the barbed wire entanglements and the French grey stone houses which had been wrecked by the naval and artillery shells, and also small fields of crosses where the dead had been buried.